Hey guys, Matt, IronTrap Garage, working on the free T again. So in the last episode you saw Mike and I started making some framework to hang this earlier style Model T gas tank out behind the cross member and also hide it under the turtle deck. So it was taking a little while for me to kind of get back rolling on this project again because I've been kind of scatterbrained, jumping around, going to Hershey and buying stuff and selling stuff and all sorts of craziness. So thank you to everybody that watched the last video, gave a bunch of good comments on ideas that they were having for mounting the gas tank. Much appreciated. I had these straps already that I made for when I was trying to put the gas tank in front of the cross member, and they worked. It didn't quite work how I wanted, but I kept the straps laying around, and I think after reading some of the comments, a lot of people kind of agreed the strap idea was probably one of the best. So I'm going to try and reuse these straps that I already made and then maybe make some additional ones if needed. So what I'm thinking is I'm going to slip these around the tank and kind of hang, let's see here, something like here. We're going to wrap it around, and then I can actually drill and tap into this tubing here, run a bolt down through, and then I can do something at the cross member, and then also put something across the top, like a small secondary strap that will keep it from coming up. It really can't come up out regardless because it's pinned underneath of this this tubing here, and then also it's pinned against the cross member. So there's really no way for it to go up. It's more just down. So we just need to suspend it. Is really all we need to do. So I think I was overthinking it by making all these crazy brackets. It just needs simple standard straps. So I'm going to work around on this thing and try and get this gas tank project kind of buttoned up in today's video. Alright, so I got the I got the bottom straps on. They're bolted in. I drilled and tapped everything, and the tank is definitely supported as far as from falling out underneath. It's supported. It's good there. Now what I need to do is kind of just lock it down in so that it can't twist or move side to side too much. So what I did is I made four of these little straps here that I folded over the edges to create kind of like a double thick flange. So I'm going to spot weld them on the bottom where I have everything folded over, and that gives me my double thick flange. And then what I'm going to do is slide it in between here and spot weld it actually to the other strap so that it will come together, and we will basically have two that come together around, and I'll leave a gap between them so that I can put a bolt through them and pull them together, and that will pull everything nice and tight. It'll pull the strap that's wrapping around. It'll be spot welded to each of these, and it'll pull it all together, and it'll be one kind of odd shaped strap, but I think it'll work pretty well with the way I'm doing it here. Just kind of winging it, but I think it'll work okay. Okay, so I got the straps all welded. Alright, so I got all the straps for the top all spot welded in place, got the holes drilled, everything's kind of mounted up and nice and sturdy. I drew the left side in already. The right side, I was going to show you guys how this works. So I have it spot welded to either side of the strap that goes underneath. Now we can pull this together. I left a pretty good gap in between, so I can basically pull this together like a draw bolt here. And I'm going to get this started here, like so. And we can take a wrench and tighten everything up, pull it all together really nice. And I got them all snugged up. The great thing is, this gas tank is not going anywhere. Adding those two straps on the top and clamping it together makes it nice and tight. It's not going to swivel like we had that problem when I put the strap underneath, and it's also not going to go to side, so it's locked in its home. So now all I need to do is just some finish work of welding around this framework here, putting a little brace in the bottom corners of it just to add some extra strength, and we can kind of move on from here. This was the last big thing that I needed the body kind of on to fit and work with. So from here on out, I can kind of start pulling the body back off again to start working on all the patch panels in the back and the bottom corners that are kind of tacked in place, and start just kind of finessing the body work and getting this thing closer to being ready to actually putting maybe some primer on it and doing some body work, let's hope. I'm trying to get that done before the weather gets really cold, because then it's a little easier to heat the shop and get it up to 70 degrees where we would be needing to put body filler and primer on ideally. So that's all I have for this one. I appreciate you guys following along on this build. As always, we do videos on Tuesdays, Fridays, and Sundays. If you like what you're watching, you enjoy our videos, definitely share it with your friends. We really appreciate all the input you guys give, and we'll catch you next time. See ya.